Time is 6 p.m. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2024. This is the Community Development Corporation of Los Fresnos, our regular meeting. Under item A, we'll go to a call to order. Item B, invocation and pledge. Mr. Mon?
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for those that serve our community and this board, and we just thank you for their service. Thank you for their dedication and time, and continue to bless them and their families, and watch over them and help them in the decisions they make. Thank you for a great community of Los Fresnos, and we thank you for being the best community, and continue to bless us in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item C, Citizens Forum. Miss Jackie, anyone sign up? That being the case, we move on to action items under D1, consideration and action to approve the minutes from January 8, 2024, page 3 of your packet.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the minutes from January 8, 2024.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. We approve the minutes of January 8th, 2024. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Under item D2, consideration and action to acknowledge the January 2024 financial report under A, monthly, B, year-to-date, and C, sales tax report. That's page 6 of your packet.
Mr. President, members of the board, the check report of all the checks written is on page 7. Nothing out of the ordinary, just normal bills that you would expect. The total there is $69,35.64. If you go to packet page 8, it gives a summary of our accounting for our budget. We are 4 months into the year, which is 33 1/3%. You can see if interest total for the year already $4,098, which is almost 41%. So we're above there, and our sales tax receipts for the month was $45,977.72. Making it a little over $207,000 so far for the year, which is 35.84% of our budget. So we're ahead of the game as far as revenue and doing well. The next group is all of the expenditures, and like I said, nothing out of the ordinary. We are at 49.36%. If you recall, there was some special projects paid with the paving in the last month and the Veterans Memorial. So that's why we're a little over, but that was money that was saved up. So we're still in good shape and looking very good as far as our budget. The next one is on packet page 9, which is our sales tax report. This is compared, our budget is, numbers are compared to what we budgeted. This one is compared to last year. So you can see the bottom right is the CDC portion. The other's the total, and part goes to the city. The CDC portion is on the right, and at the bottom is 9.77% up from last year. 45,977.72 versus 41,885.20 last year, so a little over $4,000 increase for the month, which is very good. Makes the total for the year, we're up 17.83%, or 31,450.79 up over last year, which is pretty good, means our businesses are overall are doing very well. And that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Mylum. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion for consideration and action to acknowledge the January 2024 financial report, A, monthly, B, year-to-date report, C, sales tax report.
And I'll second motion to approve, acknowledge the January 2024 financial report, A monthly, B year-to-date, and C sales tax report.
We have a motion and a second to acknowledge the January 2024 financial report. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Moving on to item D3, consideration and action to approve a signed grant for Pizzeria Express by Gabrielas located at 315 North Arroyo Boulevard, Suite 2. That's page 10 of your packet.
Mr. President and members of the board, the subcommittee met just before this meeting of Marco, Gordon, and Claudia, and recommend, well, let me go through for what they recommend. Graphic spot is $1,625, and in creative paint is $6,300. If you'll turn over to packet page 14, shows what the sign will look like. Maybe it'll entice people to come buy a pizza. And graphic spot is the lowest bid of $1,625, so the CDC's half would be $812.50, and so that's staff's recommendation as well as the committee's recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Mylum.
I have a question. I'm real bad at
Push the button.
directions. I'm real bad at directions here on the schedule, but whereabouts would this business be at?
It's directly across from Hector's Muffler Shop on the,
The little plaza that's there?
yeah, I think it's on the opposite side of
There used to be a dog care or something?
Yeah.
That building? over there?
I'm pretty sure it's that building.
Oh, okay, I got it. Thank you.
I would like to make a comment before we take that in consideration. I mean, Deborah Maldonado is no relation to me. I don't know who she is, just so y'all know.
Any further questions, comments, discussion? Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion that we consider an act to approve a sign for Pizzeria Express by Gabrielas, located at 315 North Arroyo Boulevard, Suite, for the amount of $812.50?
Correct. I'll go ahead and make that second motion.
We have a motion and a second that we approve a sign grant for Pizzeria Express by Gabrielas at 315 North Arroyo, Suite 2. Any further questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes, it's unanimous. Moving on to item D4, consideration and action to approve an interior grant for Pizzeria Express by Gabrielas located at 315 North Arroyo, Suite 2. Mr. Milo.
Mr. President, members of the board, you'll see there's three bids, one from Noble, $24,230 scratched out and has $19,200. Hernandez Construction was $12,175, that's scratched out, and $72.25 is the amount we're looking at. And Garza Construction was $11,350, and we scratched that out and put $6,400. I will now explain to you why we scratched it out. Noble's a little harder to calculate because they didn't go by Gabriella's request for the bids, but as close as we can get with taking the things that weren't qualified out, we get to 19,200. But if you'll go to packet page 19, where you see Hernandez Construction, you will see that I've got a little dash there where prepare gas line. We feel like that's things that you have said are not eligible. You said these things and like those. So the gas line, the camera system, which is at the bottom with the wiring and internet, and install fluid exhaust. And we feel like it's similar to the electrical, plumbing, mechanical, fire alarms and sprinklers. The other one is a camera system and an alarm together. And then the fluid exhaust. So we felt that was similar to the other items that you said were not eligible and weren't furnishings, such as flooring, walls, painting, and trim. So those four were taking off, and so that's where you come up with the 7225. You go to the next page, which is page 20, and that is Garza Construction. And the same thing is the fourth item has got the gas line in there. And then 9, 10, 11 is the camera, POS system, wiring, and fluid exhaust install. So you deduct those and it's 6,400. So that's our recommendation based on what's eligible and what we feel like wasn't. And so the staff and the committee recommended the low one for Garza Construction of 6,400. Half of that would be 3,200.
Thank you, Mr. Milam. Any questions, comments, discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve action item number 4, an interior grant for Pizzeria Express by Gabriella's located at 315 North Arroyo Boulevard, Suite number 2, for a total of 3,200.
I'll go for second.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second that we approve an interior grant for Pizzeria Express by Gabriella's at 315 North Arroyo Boulevard, Suite 2, in the amount of $3,200, as explained by Mr. Milam. Any questions, comment, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Moving to the political. There's item number 5, consideration and action to elect a president and a vice president for a one-year term. I'll be honest, prior to the meeting, I did a little politicking and I informed everyone that I want to continue to be president. And if anybody would nominate me, that would be great. If not, I'll.
I just have a question. On the nominations, are we going to do one at a time, or can we do both at one time?
However y'all decide
It
to do
doesn't matter, we can do them both.
Okay. I'd like to nominate for president and continue Mr. Henry Juarez, and vice president, Mr. Daniel Alvarez, if they'll accept the nomination.
Yes, sir, I
second
will
that.
accept, appreciate it, and I want to nominate Mr. Juarez the same as well.
Thank you, and I
Make-
accept the nomination.
You can just make it a motion in a second.
So I'll go ahead and make the motion to nominate Mr. Henry Juarez as president and Mr. Daniel Alvarez as vice president.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. We nominate Enrique Juarez for president and Daniel Alvarez for vice president. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, it's unanimous. I thank you on my behalf, and I'll let Mr. Alvarez speak for himself, but thank you all for the vote of confidence. I want to go back to page 8 of the dockets where Mr. Milam gave us a report. I believe our our variable, a favorable variance is $378,030. I remember when I started, this was in red ink, if you know what I mean. We didn't have any money. So we've come a long way, and I look forward to working with all of you to continue to stay the course and head in the right direction. And thank you for your vote. Ed?
Likewise, I'd like to thank everybody for your support. It's been a lot of fun being here. This year will be my 10th year being on this board, and I've really enjoyed getting involved with the community and trying to help out as much as I can. And thanks again for everybody's support.
How long then?
This year will be 10 years in October.
I was asking Mark a while ago, I said, how long have I been here with, and I don't remember how long I've been here, but I remember we didn't have shirts. So, again, we've come a long way. Thank you all.
And if I can add another comment, Marco's been here at least 8 years, haven't you, Marco? Yeah, at the old building together. So Marco's been here the longest aside from us too.
Okay, well, moving on. Thank you again from both of us. Item E, report by CDC consultant. Under 1, CDC consultant report, January 2024 economic development. B, LF events. And C, 2024 Expo. Mr. Martinez.
Mr. Chairman, board members, thank you. As you can see, the traffic and activity there and the numbers coming in through permits and of course our offices as well. But the permits is a good guide, and we use that as a measuring tool of how things are coming in. You can see that our biggest numbers coming in and has been a little small business permits, which is good. And also on duplexes this last month. And duplexes has been a continuous growth pattern throughout the year. And we continue to visiting with some folks that came in, have come in or called or follow up, and I call them back, etc., from the last quarter, and continue to assist them in anything we can for creating new businesses or warehouses or just information so they can do their business plan, things of that nature. The big thing this month is our leadership asked for Expo, besides the big thing of branding Los Renos, which has been a great volunteer activity that you all fund, but also that not only fund, but we all participate as a community in the region, and now South Texas is a rodeo, of course. I left an invitation from Mr. Cantu there for next Thursday evening of another activity related to sponsors. The big thing that leadership wants, as in we deliver, is an expo. An expo is a trade show. And the trade that we have and what we do at City Halls and as economists and the team we have with the chamber and the city staff is to bring together opportunities. That's our title, City of Opportunities, information, guidance, etc. As you can see in the brief there, and I'll email you, or Ms. Jackie will, that this week we kick off visiting businesses and putting out posters and preparing for our news releases with the Los Fresnos News. I'll also send it to the Valley Morning Star and the Brownsville Herald of an expo we have, because Los Fresnos is the center of this coastal area in terms of business. And not only includes us, but our neighbors, Laureles, Indian Lake, Bayview, etc., that all not only are in the same zip code. And we do business and we share information with them too. But that's what we call it, Los Fresnos and Trade Area. Because information is vital to all of us because we're all good neighbors. And the center of business here, being a Walmart, you understand what I'm talking about, Walmart manager and other businesses, they use the statistics from the area and the city. So you are a leader in this coastal area, and we act appropriately to do so. And finally, I ask you on that note it takes a village to get such an initiative done, not just the consultants and the intern and the chamber and the team at City Hall. But I ask you to please reach out. We'll send you your flyer this week and then follow up the following week after the rodeo and beat the drum to come to this event at the EMS Fire Station Expo. We will have very important guests here. We'll have SBA, we'll have USDA, we'll have the Community Development Corporation of Brownsville just opened up a plant nearby, a small plant for modular home building and creating jobs rather. And we'll have asked and invited and visited both banks to be there also so they can have a little table and have dialogue. That's what a trade program is all about. Talking, getting information so they can build better themselves, whatever they're doing. And finally, of course, our chamber is hosting, will be hosting a Taste of Los Fresnos forum us there from restaurants and some bakeries in town to host appetizers and sweets for the attendees. But this event is the first. We had a small one some time ago, but only USDA was here. This time, many of the players out there, and I'm talking about players, agencies that serve our community and our neighbors to build better their businesses will be here. So it takes, I'm asking and I'm reaching out to y'all, please come and please bring some of your friends. And they don't have to be in business. They can be somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Pass the word. It's the best business practice that we have is sharing with each other. I thank you. If you have any questions, you got my number. We'll be getting in touch with you through the email. Thank you.
I have only one question or more of a comment.
Yes.
Is this going to be advertised in our paper?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Right after the rodeo, I'm preparing the news release. Mr. Milam goes over it. We're going to take the da-da-da-da-da, and you'll see it right on Monday after the rodeo. Boom, comes out the big yes. And I'll send it not only to the Fresno's youth, but I'll send the news release to Brownsville and Palomar Star. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have, I'm sorry, a question or maybe more of a suggestion, if it's
Sure.
okay. Have you reached out maybe to the Texas Workforce Commission as an agency and the reason why I bring that up is they do have great resources for employment where they offer to pay.
Yes. Yes, I will invite them, but that's a whole different expo next time for workers and employees. And in other words, the employment strategy, this is a business strategy. The other one will be for employment and training and other. That's for this fall. Yes, but yes, we will invite them so they know how it's going to flow and reach out to their friends in our market. Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Moving on to item F1, report by general manager. Under A, Veterans Memorial. Mr. Milam.
Slow moving. They got some other product delivered today. I think they're got back ordered on something that's delaying further progress, but their timeline said the end of February. I don't think they'll make it, but it'll be not too long, and then we'll again plan an event. We're waiting to kind of know that time to plan it after that, to be sure there's plenty of time for people to make plans. So still moving forward with it, but that's it.
Oh, great. To me, that's a very important date when that's going to happen because we as a CDC, not only are we funding it, but it's a big deal because veterans are a big deal. And I think we need to make a lot of hoopla about this, and not so much just the unveiling. I mean, we need to surround these people because there's boys and girls. These people with a feeling of of gratitude and appreciation, which is what our effort is all about. So I think we need at least one CDC meeting before that date so that we can decide how we're going to contribute to that economically. That's my only comment.
Yeah, I'd like to comment, Mr. Mullen. You have a date projected, at some point you had a date projected to, or a plan, excuse me, to, for the unveiling, like a ceremony type deal. You still plan on doing that?
Yes, sir. Val and I have met with a group out of Brownsville that is a veterans group that has a lot of contacts and is going to help us with speaker and hopefully a flyover. We don't want it too long because people don't want too long of a deal, but about 30 minutes and have different groups involved and have someone from each branch of the military have a few words to say, and but it'll be nice. It'll be a very good. We'll have a tent, probably chairs and music and all kinds of stuff.
Is there going to be a committee to organize this event?
I hadn't planned on it. We were just working with that veterans group, and but we can. I mean, if y'all like that to do that.
I can volunteer to help out. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of experience setting up veterans programs with the middle school. I don't know what all you would want. You talk about doing a flyover, getting speakers from each branch to come and talk. I mean, we really have to sit down and put pencil to the paper as far as how are things going to go. You know, what are you going to start off with? We usually start off with the presentation of the colors.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a pretty good agenda laid
An
out
idea of how it's going to go.
with those exactly the way you're talking about.
And your main speaker, where is he going to be from? Is he going to be military? We would like to keep it all military.
Yes, we're
Leave
working
the
on
politics out of it. I mean,
Yeah, it's not going to be a politician. There'll be no politicians. It's going to be strictly military. What is the person, Val, that they said that they're working on?
warriors in arms.
And I think that might be safe to say that by the next meeting, maybe it present a draft of the ceremony.
Of the program.
Yeah.
Sure. And again, what's key is what date do we have so that we, with anticipation, plan for that date and take into consideration all surrounding events like weather, spring
Yeah,
break.
We're not going to do a date yet because it's not done.
Right.
Because we can't set it for end of March to give them an extra month and then it not finished. We don't want to do that. So it's going to be finished and then we'll set a date so that there's
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
what I'm referring to.
Yeah, we're not in a hurry to make it, so it'll be something very proud of.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Does that conclude your report, Mr. Milo?
We have a lot of veterans. So we got to think about the veterans that are going to be here because they will be here. I'll call all my friends that are veterans, they'll be here. I mean, it's going to be big, I think.
Yes, it will be.
So we just got to be prepared and make sure that we're ready for it.
I might just add quickly that we anticipate,
Val, you need to
hear
go
you.
to the mic so that people out in the world can hear you.
Sorry about that. We anticipate that we will have people that are going to come from all over the valley. This is going to be a big deal, and it's going to be well done.
Thank you for that assurance.
Thank you, Val.
Good.
Now, one more question, sorry. Will there be a flyer? Because I have access to the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association, and those guys will be glad to show up. If I can just give them a flyer, I'd be glad to do that so that they can
Yes,
support it as well.
we're just not there yet because we don't even have a date. So, yeah, it'll be on Facebook, it'll be on social media, we'll have flyers, we'll have whatever you want to promote it,
Thank you, Mr. Malo.
yeah.
Any further questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, we move on to item G, meeting adjourned. The time is 6:30.
Hey, Pete, let me show you, let me have yours so that I can demonstrate for everybody.
This?
No. Just so that everybody knows. Everybody got tickets? Yes, sir. And everybody also got some of these? And these are wristbands that get you back in the cantina area that's on the end of the Whipple section. You have to go to the gate and you put this on. It doesn't get you in as an admit. You have to use your ticket to get in to the grounds. But this, you put this on and like he only asked for 3 tickets, so he got 3 wristbands, and then this is tabs where you turn that in for a taco, a soda, a beer, and so you use that however you want. You can also buy there at a cheaper price after you use all your coupons or your tabs. But that's there. There's some of you that had a bunch of tickets, so we didn't have enough of these, so we gave a yellow, I think a yellow or a different color wristband. That'll get you back there too, just can't get anything for free. So the people that